Today we are going to talk to one of our favorite South African artists, Dewald Fourie, and find out more about him and what inspires him. Welcome, Dewald.
Thank you very much, Anami. Appreciate it. It's nice to be here.
Nice to have you. So tell us a bit more about who you are, for starters, so our viewers can just something personal about you.
All right. Well, I stay in Germiston currently, in Germiston, Johannesburg. I come from Marble Hall. I grew up on a farm in Marble Hall, where we farmed with vegetables there. And, I went to high school there, basically up until standard 8. Then I came to Johannesburg. I stayed with my dad here, and I went to college. It was an engineering college, and I've been in Germiston ever since. So I'm very passionate about art, I think, as everyone knows already. So, I studied, I did my Bachelor's of Divinity degree in Fine Arts, more or less about 10 years ago. At a university called Umdali Institute, and thereafter, they asked me if I could teach part-time. So, I taught part-time for about 8 years, at Umdali. I taught fine arts as well. And I love painting, I love drawing, and I'm married as well. I'm married now, actually this month is our anniversary. We married for 8 years.
Congrats.
And I've got, thanks. And I've got 2 daughters, 4 years and 6 years old.
Your passion is really infectious. So tell us, what inspires you?
Well, beg your pardon, sorry, this thing here is not. I've always been inspired by the old masters. The way that they've painted and the style that they've used in their paintings. I love everything that has to do with figurative portraits. I love the way that they depicted drama in their paintings. That has always drawn me, is the way that the characters, in their paintings interacted with each other. The way how they used light to make a certain subject stand out, and that has always inspired me. I think there's a lot of great art at the moment available as well. So every now and then I'll go and I'll see what other people and other artists around the world are doing if I need some inspiration. And I just I'm inspired by people in general. I love painting, having people as a subject, and to tell a story in that way.
Would you say that's the driving force then behind your passion, your love for people? And
yes, definitely. I would definitely say that's my driving force, and also my relationship with God. To me is very important. That has been a real driving force in my life. I think, because he is the creator, and, I've always felt a sense of responsibility to do something with my art and to excel in that, I've came across so many roadblocks, and, so many times I wanted to quit, and then I will, just spend time in worshiping God, or just reading the word, and immediately that block that I had will kind of fade away, and I'll be inspired again to create. So I know it's something that he placed inside of me, because it's not something that you can stop. It has to just come naturally. So that's my driving force.
I can identify with that, definitely. So what is your creative process? How do you start, and how do you tackle a new project?
It starts with an idea. Obviously, I'll get an idea for something that I would want to do, and what I'll immediately then do you know, sometimes I'll be busy with something and I'll just get an idea, or I'll see something and that'll kind of trigger something in me. You know, I'll grab my sketchbook and I'll do a couple of thumbnail sketches immediately, you know, just to kind of get it immediately on paper, you know, so that I don't kind of forget about it. So I'll put it on paper first of all, you know, and then I'll come back to it. I'll take my camera, you know, once the idea has kind of formed, you know, in my mind, I'll take my camera and I'll head off and I'll take some reference pictures. You know, I've used some of my friends before to model for me. You know,
that's what my artists have, friends, you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Free modeling.
So yes, yeah, and I don't mind buying them lunch afterwards then as well. So and yeah, so you know, I'll take a couple of pictures. And, you know, back in my studio, I'll kind of play around with the idea a bit more, working out the composition on paper, using the reference that I have. And, you know, once I've kind of got the idea, I'll prepare my canvas. I'll decide on the size that I want to use. Yeah, I'll then from there on just transfer it to my canvas and start working.
Okay. What is your preferred medium?
Well, definitely oil. I really love working with oil. You know, I used to work in acrylics, you know, years before. I used to actually do a lot of paintings in acrylics. And I think, you know, starting off, especially as a beginner, you know, in acrylics it's a very good growth process, because you know, you're kind of getting used to the idea of painting. You know, you're still learning color mixing and color theories and all of that. You know, and when it starts getting to oil, then it's not that intimidating.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, I started working in oils probably about 6-7 years ago, and I love it. So definitely my preferred medium.
So who are your favorite artists or influences?
Well, currently, you know, there's so many good artists out there, you know, but I try not to, you know, kind of like follow everyone. You know, there's two main artists that really stands out for me that you know, that I really look up to in that sense. You know, one of them is Dewald Fourie. He is an American painter. And, you know, he's absolutely, I mean, you know, they consider him to be a modern day master. So I absolutely enjoy his style of painting. The other guy that I also, you know, really look up to is Cesar Santos. Most artists has probably heard of him. Yeah. So you know, I like the way that he really brings out that kind of classical element in his portraiture and his figure paintings. You know, so those are just some of the current painters, and I think, you know, some of the older painters, the old masters, definitely Rembrandt. That is one of my favorite artists. I think is Rembrandt van Rijn, and also Caravaggio. I don't know if you can see, but I've got a painting behind me that I copied, which is a Caravaggio painting. And, you know, I just love the way how he used values and, you know, values and light. Yeah. So those are my favorite artists.
So I was wondering if you would take us on a tour through your studio today. But before we do that, just another question. What was the highlight of your career, your art career so far?
Well, definitely winning the New Beginnings online art competition this year.
That was a very well deserved one, I have to say.
Yeah, thank you very much. You know, I think, you know, what was great, I mean, it's just, I mean, it was a big competition. There was a lot of great works that was entered, and just to be featured on radio, I think it was called Pretoria FM. Yeah. You know, that was a blessing just to be featured there. So, yeah, I think that has definitely up until now been the height of my career.
Now that is definitely quite a highlight. And like it's very difficult for artists to get exposure. And when you get a radio exposure or on the OAG website as well, we really hope that it'll give you quite a boost. So are you going to take us through?
Yes, yeah. Okay, so, this is my studio. Let me first show you. Yeah, this is the entrance to the studio. I'm going to hold the camera like this. Hopefully you guys can all see. This is where my dogs love. They, at night when I paint, they love to come in here and they will sleep here and keep me. And,
so you have company,
if I can just show you. Yes, yeah, absolutely. The kids are in bed, they're sleeping, and they keep me company. So, this is basically where I sit. Can you guys see there?
Yes, we can.
All right. So I'm currently working on a portrait. I'm doing online workshops as well. I've recently started with online workshops, and that is why a soft light up there. So I will set up my Canon, my camera here to, just to give the viewers a clear image. I've got my palette on this side, and yeah, this is where I work. Okay. If I can maybe just show you some of the books that I have. I don't even think that is all of the books that I have, but just some of my art books and inspiration. Yes. This is actually one of the books that David Lefel wrote, and this book has really helped me to go to the next level in oil painting.
Do you enjoy giving the online demonstrations of your oil paintings?
Yes, absolutely. I started during the lockdown process. I saw other artists doing it online, some overseas artists, and the reviews from that were very good. So I decided to start that as well. And up until now, I've had two classes already. And what's great about it is I'm not just limited to South African artists, but I've already had people from Germany, Australia, USA, Texas, coming online, to see some of my demonstrations. And yeah, it's been a growth process.
So small, yeah. And that you can connect with anybody in the world who shares the same passion that you do. And
absolutely.
Speaking about lockdown, what role does an artist have in their community or society during a pandemic like this?
That's. I think we have a responsibility to uplift the community. I think. Of course, to me, it's important that people will be able to relate to your art. I always try to create artwork that people can relate to. People are busy. We all have things in our lives, and we've got challenges in our lives. And I think artwork is just a way for people to reconnect with themselves, and really to find something, in what a particular artwork, whether it's a sculpture or a painting, just to connect to, and just to kind of come back to that reality of just being human. And and I think, on a spiritual level as well as an emotional level, we can have so much impact as artists, because it is so visual. I really believe that art can challenge people's lives.
Yes, I share that sentiment.
So, yeah.
Oh, Dewald, thank you so much.
Shall I continue with my studio tour?
Oh, are you still busy? Sorry. Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, no, not really. I mean, I'll just quickly show you here at the back. This is where I sit. This is where, I will sometimes edit pictures on Photoshop if I need to do that.
Okay.
You know, there's some recent portraits that I did, my youngest daughter and my oldest daughter. And yeah, I think now we can end it.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time and showing us through everything. I hope everybody
It's a pleasure.
Enjoyed it. And if you want to see more of Dewald's work, you can just pop over to our online art .gallery website and see more of Dewald's work there. I don't know if they can see it now. And I will also put a link in the comments where you can explore more of his work and some of his demonstration videos. So thanks for joining us. Keep well.
Thank you so much, Annemie. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.